of 2024. I heard a rumor that, well, it's about CNN. CNN! They don't really like President Trump all that much, do they? And they're all very arrogant, and they look down on him, especially this crew, the political team, and anybody who has their hands on their hips like they're all that. I heard a rumor that this was the first rally, July 13th, 2024, that CNN ever took live. Well, kinda. The CNN covered the Butler rally live from the very start to the gunshots and beyond. They got out right after the gunshots. The rumor isn't entirely correct, but it's not entirely wrong. I don't suspect anything sinister, but for all the dates of all the times they had rallies, let's see here. Thursday, June 6th, they took 17 seconds. Friday, June 28th, they took 3 minutes and 51 minutes of coverage, but it wasn't the beginning and it wasn't the end. Let's see here. July 9th, they did 17 seconds. Butler, they went from the very first minute right up until he was shot. That's 6 minutes. That's longer than any other rally for 2024. And all these others, they did not cover. Again, nothing sinister, just kind of one of those weird things. Here is the moment, by the way.
Out of 69 Senate races, one in a state that voted the other way for president. And
Ron,
their Democrats are defending.
I'm so sorry to do this to you, but we're going to have to interrupt you. And I'm sorry to put you all on standby, but we're going to go to President Trump now, who's speaking at a rally in Pennsylvania. We await his VP pick ahead of the convention. Let's listen in.
Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, and that's what you are. And we got to bring our country back to health.
Okay, maybe it was just the interest in the possible, announcement of VP, right? Was that going to happen at that moment? Maybe. When it did actually happen, when the gunshots rang out, they did this.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, we are watching live. We do not know what is happening. We see Secret Service agents there with former President Donald Trump. This is at live video from Butler, Pennsylvania, where they are scrambling. We heard sounds, and that is when they told the former president to get down.
Personally, I would have stayed with the scene. You want to find the whole thing. Again, nothing sinister, just kind of weird, right? What are the odds? It's a coincidence. Coincidence happens. The first rally they took live from the very beginning. I guess they were waiting for Vance's announcement, but interesting, nevertheless. There's so much about this Butler situation that has not yet come to light. There have not been sufficient coverage of the findings or lack thereof. Now, this is interesting. This is from an official report from Homeland Security. No one was in charge. No one was in charge. Like, basically, everybody who was there kind of thought somebody else was in charge. And there was a lot of this, right? There was a lot of, no, not me, that guy. It wasn't me. It was the second supervisor, the site supervisor, the site agent, the lead, the SI. They have all these titles that they were hiding behind. And it was that guy, not me. And then, well, after the damn thing, nobody did any real introspection. This is what the investigators found. Nobody sat back and said, we really screwed up a few things. No, a lack of critical thinking is what they found. Take a look, please. A lack of critical thinking among Secret Service personnel in the planning, execution of security on July 13th and in the aftermath of the assassination attempt. You need that, critical thinking. Next, please. A lack of ownership by experienced senior-level personnel. Again, not my responsibility. Somebody else was supposed to look at it. Secret Service personnel, yeah, little self-reflection, like, hey, man, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? Couldn't come up with observations of what went wrong and what could be done better in the future to prevent a similar tragedy from occurring. And there's also this. Anybody remember, of course, if you're old enough, 9/11, the worst thing ever, right? Well, how did that all happen? We have all this security apparatus, the Central Intelligence Agency, all these institutions that are supposed to protect us. They just weren't thinking. They weren't thinking outside the box. This is Tom Kane. He was the chairman of the 9/11 Commission